Hello and welcome to K-Stop Fuses K-Pop Podcast. Hello everybody, this is Jeff Benjamin, and as always I am joined by my now very clear speaking, beautiful voiced Tina Zhu.
Hi, it's so nice to not sound like a man.
You never sounded like a man.
So yeah, finally got over the cough for the most part. Got dealing with some other issues now, but
Yeah.
at least I sound slightly more clear.
Yes.
Not hacking away. But yay, welcome back to another episode of
Yay.
Yay.
But yay for you, yes.
Yeah, we've got a really great jam-packed episode as always.
Yeah.
Jeff, do we have any comments or inquiries that
Well,
we gotta deal with? Not deal with, sorry, address. Deal with. That was not what I meant.
Deal with you people, you crazy K-Stop listeners. Well, I mean, you guys know, like we always say, everybody struggling for words today. Everybody, we always ask you guys, everybody included, to hit us up with any comments you guys might see about what we're talking about in the episode. We're talking about a past episode, what you want us to talk about in a future episode. Using the hashtag KStop on Twitter. You can hit me up. My Twitter is at Jeff__Benjamin.
And I am at Hey_Tina with 3 A's.
And yeah, we got a bunch of we actually got a pretty good amount of comments. I want to give a shout out to Laura on Twitter, who is at Rouge Orange Mint. That is such a cool name, by the way. If you look at her hashtag KStop thread, she gives she gives insight about NCT, which
that was really in depth.
Yeah, which I was very thankful for. And I liked it because, as Tina kept hearing from me, I've seen the light.
Oh my god, that was very unexpected. He ran out to me and was like, "Do you see what I'm listening to right now?"
I was like, I love it. I really do love the new NCT 127 EP, Limitless. I honestly think it's really incredible. It's I keep listening to the single. I really like Back to You. I really like there's a song called Dangerous Lover or Fallen Lover or something, or Dangerous Love. It's just really good. And then I went back to Fire Truck, and I've listened to the Seventh Sense.
Which he was very iffy about and thought it was a hot mess.
So I've seen the light with NCT. Can't wait to listen to NCT Dream. Just so much to dive into this year. But it was very, very cool. Yeah, it's just a lot of information, a lot of awesome stuff. Yeah, and I think the biggest takeaway for me was that Laura mentioned that unlike Super Junior and EXO, NCT, whatever NCT it is, won't be performing the same songs in different languages. They'll all have a sound that is catered to the market that they are in. So she said expect more poppy, ballady stuff in China, etc., etc. So I thought that was kind of interesting, first and foremost, because I didn't even realize that sort of sound works better in China. But
That's
very
true.
helpful, very awesome. Thank you, Laura. Shout out to you. Loved the insight, and I'm gonna take it with me. There's also a good article on Billboard, written by my friend Tamar, about looking at the different units on NCT. I thought that one was very helpful. If it all seems overwhelming, I'm with you, but I saw the light, and now I'm a fan. So take that as you will.
The light's there for me. It's just a little dim.
Yeah, it's growing brighter.
Yeah,
as the days go by, maybe.
It's better than the light not being on.
Yes,
so
exactly. Because before I didn't even want to turn on the lights.
I need to just venture into more NCT stuff.
Yeah, and I'm expecting more, so we'll see.
So thank you for that very in-depth comment.
Yes, definitely read it all. It's a really good thread. Check it out. And she did it strictly for K-Stop listeners. She said, hopefully this thread clears up any misunderstanding about NCT for hashtag K-Stop listeners.
For sure.
Love it. And also want to give a shout out to Paul Peterson at Paul Peterson, PaulPederson on Twitter. This is from a couple episodes back, I think, but he mentioned that he loves Time and Fallen Leaves by Act On Musicians. And I shouted that song out on a past K-Stop episode when we were reviewing Act On Musician's most recent album. So I was really happy to see someone else remembered this song. Really happy about it. Thanks, Paul, for the shout out and for also sharing the a link to the podcast. Big shout out. And last but not least, this is just a nice little little comment that warmed my little heart, my little podcasting heart. What Will said at WELILE_21 said, when I get that hashtag K-Stop new podcast notification, and it's like a dancing gif of the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Why is his name escaping me?
I don't know.
This actor. This is his name, like, he's famous.
Wait, let me see.
He's like the really buff one. He's in
I don't know
Terrence.
his name.
Maybe I can't remember exactly.
Oh, Terry.
Or is that his name in the show? I can't remember.
Wait, was he also on Everybody Hates Chris?
He's on Everybody Hates Chris. Reruns on Fuse.
Terry Crews?
Whew, I don't know.
Or is that his character's name?
I feel like
y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yes. Big buff guy in so many like awesome shows, currently in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But he said, seriously, thank you guys for giving K-pop fans a platform to tweet, learn, and throw shade, which is what we're all about. You know, we love tweeting, we love learning, and we love throwing not too much shade, but just a little bit of shade every now and then.
Speak for yourself.
It's all meant with a in a way to learn and grow and entertain people. Never shady on purpose, okay?
Sure.
But
speaking of shade, no, I'm just kidding.
No, I was like, where's this going, Tina?
Shade. Oh, sorry. Are we not transitioning yet?
I was just gonna say we could just check out who won last week's K-pop battle of our favorite releases of the week. Maybe there will be some shade here, but as you guys know, last week we chatted about we discussed Soyeon's solo debut with Don't Say No, Rain's new single, The Best Present, Neil's solo comeback with Love Affair, and CLC's Hobgoblin.
Yeah, we had four options.
Potential choices. We'll have 4 options this episode, too.
That's
but
true.
This is just showing me, I think, how much international fans really are digging this new sound. Because CLC's Hobgoblin came in number 1 with 55% of the votes.
Oh, wow.
So congrats to them. Rain... second place with 21%.
Oh my god, did he really?
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
He came through.
So the old school fans are still around.
Old school fans are around.
We are not dead.
They're showing up. They're turning up.
That's great.
Soyeon coming in a close third place with 18%.
Okay.
And Neil coming with a respectable 6%.
That's actually a pretty good breakdown.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a clear winner, but yeah. CLC coming with just about half, and then so congrats to everyone. CLC just kind of doing well on like the US charts and too. So quite impressed.
I actually peeped their mini album. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I keep hearing about like Meow Meow. There's a song called Meow.
I actually don't know the titles of the tracks. I put it on shuffle when I was like getting ready a few days ago.
Tina,
and it's like, no, it's good. It's like
I've heard. I want to listen.
Hobgoblin, is one of the. It's like more. And I'm like that's such a difficult title to say.
Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. That's like definitely more on the extreme side of the album. The rest of it's more kind of in the middle. It's not
interesting.
You know, it's not. It's more mid tempo and. It sounds good.
4 Minute knew how to make a good album or a good mini album.
Yeah. I actually like. It's kind of 4 Minute-esque maybe, but you know how but I feel like the Hyuna like voice that they did, they really like took it kind of like a little far on Hobgoblin.
Yeah,
I hate saying that. No, I just hate saying the title. But yeah, on the other songs, it's not as defined and extreme. which I don't know. Take it however you will.
Yeah.
So
Alrighty.
yeah.
Well, in that case, I've been meaning to check it out. Still been listening to Soyeon's album a lot.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I do like
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But more awesome stuff to get into for
Yes.
this episode. I'm actually quite excited for
We
the
have
variety.
a semi-rival of Sohyung's, right? At least that's what like the interwebs are framing it as.
I don't
Should we
know
just
who
get
you're
right into?
Maybe
Wait,
you should.
there's only one solo female.
Oh,
we're
you're talking about solo females. I was just like,
yeah.
so it's Suzy.
Yes. So, because
Suzy.
so I feel like netizens are trying to frame it as like after SM announced Sohyung's solo debut, JYP was quickly like, well, Suzy's actually got a solo debut coming out too, and then of course, you know, fans like blow things a little bit out of proportion.
Yeah.
The title of her title track is Don't Say No. Suzy releases like yes, no, maybe. And you know, people just like love like, you know, I'm here for it. I think it's funny. The two sounds are very different.
Are they actually like rivals in K-pop? Because I
don't
see.
think no. I think it's just because they're both the Magnes, the youngest of their respective groups.
So I was about to say, if it was like Yuna coming out with a solo debut and it was like the visual, you know.
People, yeah, like fans love doing like, what do you call it? Like intercompany kind of rivalries. They're both like very sweet and angelic.
Yeah, sure,
that's
sure.
their, you know, that's their MO.
Yeah. For sure.
But
okay,
she does. But you know, I don't think Suzy. I don't think she tried to like stray away from that necessarily. But it also wasn't very. It did kind of take me aback. With Yes No Maybe.
The
yeah.
single.
Yeah, the single.
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect. You know, I had a feeling she wasn't kind of what we.
She's not like okay. Can I just also say, unless things have changed since I last like gave a shit about Miss A, has like she's not known as a vocal talent or a vocal powerhouse, right?
I feel like she's been kind of taking more lead in the group. I mean, Miss A is what their last release was 2 years ago. She sang a lot of that song. I remember. I think she sang like most of the chorus.
I know.
She got her own verses. Like I think
you're
they
right. She
tried
did,
to
like,
have
more
her
like
step up.
Duets and stuff too,
Yeah,
right? I just feel like she's been acting so much and modeling and dating people.
You
and
forget
I just
she's a
don't.
singer.
I know. I'm just like, has she really like sung anything lately?
Right.
So, but no, you're right. She's, yeah, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I think, with all these solo things, I was ready to expect the unexpected almost because it's been quite clear that, like, you're not going to, with the solo debuts from basically everyone, it's been like, we're going to show you something different or else we're not going to do it. So with hers, I was, it was very, I thought it was very slick, very subtle, sophisticated, like very kind of like a posh sound for her, like slightly electronic, but like, had a cool kind of like, I don't know, very slick sound to it.
Kind of a R&B dance kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I like how in the video, because when I hear this, I do kind of get this kind of nightlife, vibe to it, and it's
kind of sexy.
Right. It's very kind of, I like this experimental dream-like aesthetic that she went with, and it really and it really manifested itself in the video, and it really gave me Wong Kar-wai vibes.
Gosh, I was reading about this. Yes,
and
someone said it looks just like Fallen Angels.
I have not seen that. I was thinking more like In the Mood for Love and like 2046 a little bit, like in a mix of that. And I don't know if anyone has seen the film 3 times, but the director is a Taiwanese director called Ho Xiaoxian. But
nice.
that like certain scenes really reminded me of that film. So I was just like, wow, there's a lot of like artsy, like,
totally.
Influenced, scenes in here that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
But there was definitely like a darker, a dark undertone to this, because I don't really know what happened. Like, she killed him. I
Well,
don't.
that's basically what the takeaway is. I
I
don't know how
don't.
she got to that point,
Right.
what led to it, but it happened, it seemed
The
like.
story was. It kind of went over my head a little bit.
Same.
Because, like, from what I understand, he cheated on her.
Oh.
And then she killed him. But I just don't know how they got the whole he cheated on her.
Yeah.
How they came to that conclusion just through the video. I don't know if I'm missing something.
Or maybe to me, it almost seemed like he wasn't paying enough attention to her or wasn't, like, giving her what she needed. So she killed him, which is.
Okay.
I was about to make a joke. I was about to be like, that's what I do to all my exes, but now it's officially recorded, and so if I ever get in trouble for.
They have this episode
Yeah,
as
oh gosh.
evidence.
Should delete this.
Yeah.
It's a joke, people. It's a joke.
Okay.
But no, I mean, it seemed like, well, at least from like from the opening scene, that like really, I thought it was a very striking image at first when she's standing on top of the building and whatnot, and just sort of like looking out, into the whatever.
Right. I thought it was a gorgeous video. It was
Very
cinematic.
gorgeous. But I thought that was almost trying to like set up the scene, like this girl's a little off, a little deranged maybe.
Right.
Like who just stands, like it looked like she was about to jump, like it was a little like.
Or just emotionally traumatized. I don't know why they went with so much Chinese writing all over the video.
And I wonder if that was like Wang Kai Wai's.
Wang Kar-wai.
Yeah. I wonder if that was a reference to him.
You know what? So the final quote at the very end, I know it's taken from a Cantonese film, but I don't know which one it's from. So we'll have to actually go back and look that up. It might have been
K-stop listeners.
Yeah, it might have been one of his films, but I actually don't know. But it makes sense now that I know, like now that we're discussing the overall storyline. I think it roughly translates to it's like it's like taken from Buddhist texts. Like the quote itself said Buddhist texts say the flag isn't moving, or the flag is still and the wind isn't blowing. It's the human heart that's like, or it's the human that's in turmoil, or it's the human heart that's beating in turmoil. So I think it's implying that everything around you is actually calm, but it's your inner turmoil that's causing like despair and
I like that.
Or yeah.
That is some 2017 new age shit to take with you and be like, yeah, I love that.
It's like your inner demons that are causing unrest.
Yeah.
So I guess
that's all on you, not the outside world.
Yeah, and it's it's hard to escape your inner demons. So that's a level of depth that I didn't expect from her debut solo release. And it's very different from Seohyung, because Seohyung took it very take it as it, it's like what you see is what you get. I feel like it's just like a fun
bold,
poppy.
pop.
Yeah, like I don't want to say it's shallow. It's just like, it is what it is. It's fun and dancey and, feel good. And, that's what we said. It sounded like something Ariana Grande would release, a year or two ago. So yes, I think Suzy really held her own.
Yeah.
I'm actually impressed. At first
Me
I thought
too.
the song and the video were kind of like maybe not fitting together that well, but the more I watched it, kind of understood it, it actually made more sense to me.
Right, and the whole kind of concept of like not knowing which way to go, yes, no, maybe, it kind of goes with that idea of being confused.
Right. Yeah, she's very, very torn in this video, and she keeps saying, I don't want to see you, but I can't not see you, because I think everyone's been there, been very unsure of themselves in relation to another person. So
yeah, no, totally. So yeah, and I think the rivalry started because Suzy put out the Buzz single. It's called Pretend before.
Oh, that's
the
right.
Same
That's
time
right.
as Sohyun.
Yeah.
So, and I really like that song. I don't know if you gotten a chance to check it out. It's really dreamy, even more dreamy than like the other one. Like I've just been like sort of like walking. It's been very rainy
Was
in
it
New
like?
York recently.
Is it a ballad?
It's not even really ballad. It's like ballady, but I would almost call it like
Oh,
electronica,
okay.
sort
So
of like
the production's a little bit
dreamy.
more complex.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's like do do, like it's just like
Oh wow, that sounds great.
it sounded incredible.
Holy
bro.
crap! No,
I
I'm
was
just
you
kidding.
just that was I don't know what I was going with that, but it's just like puts you in this little trancey state.
Suzy's listening to this like that's not what my song sounds like. No, I'm just kidding.
She's like, what?
Oh, I'm
the
really intrigued.
frick?
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
to listen to that. So
Yeah, the rest of the EP doesn't exactly stand up to the singles, unfortunately, but because I was very, very excited from these two songs. Fortunately, it doesn't totally stand up, but overall, great singles. So yeah, and she definitely showed something visually, and yeah, so I'm very impressed. So I'm
Yeah.
digging it.
good job, Suzy.
Yeah. Yeah, so there we go.
All right.
What who
Moving
else
on
do
to
we-
another artist.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Are you digging this one, guys? Let us know. Hashtag K-Stop.
Hashtag K-stop. Let's move on to something different.
Yeah.
Some hip hop.
Yeah.
It's like hip hop with some ballady notes in there. Quite a few ballady notes. Dynamic duo. Brought on board Chen from EXO,
Yes.
and they put out a song called Nosedive. And
Nosedive,
I found
free
this
fall.
collaboration extremely interesting,
Yeah.
just because I mean Dynamic Duo, they're such veterans in the hip hop industry in Korea. And EXO, they've been around for a minute too, but there's like definitely a cross genre thing happening here. Also the age gap. I guess just didn't expect the two of them to, or all three of them to link up. So I didn't really know what to expect, but I was blown away.
Yeah.
I loved it
Whoa,
so
blown
much.
away.
I like a dynamic duo anyway.
Me too.
I just haven't really listened to much of their material lately, unless it was like a solo thing, because like
Yeah.
Geiko did stuff with Dean and other artists. So
Choice is killing it. Yeah.
yeah, and this like really blew my mind.
Yeah?
I really
Wow.
love kind of like more mellow hip hop tracks
Yeah.
that bring in a bit of like pop, R&B, ballad. This one's obviously a little bit slower than a lot of those. This is definitely a bit slower tempoed. I really love the message behind it.
Aw.
And I
Which
guess
is,
I
for those
always
who
knew.
haven't
Yeah, well, I was gonna go into that. I just want to say first, I guess I always knew that Chen had a really nice voice, but this song really spotlighted because it was because the production was really simple. It's a really clean song.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of like, too much, background shit happening where it drowns out anyone's voice.
Right.
So I feel like his voice really shined on this song, and I noticed a lot of fans, felt the same way about that. But yeah, the message I thought was really, really uplifting. Basically, they're saying, it's okay to feel lonely and frustrated with life at times, because that's a regular part of life. And I think a lot of people have those moments in their lives where they don't know exactly where they're going, or whether what they're doing right now will be worth it in the end. So they get kind of disillusioned, and they're saying it's okay to feel that way, and that just surround yourself with positivity, and it will work out in the end. I don't know. What did you think of the song?
Yeah, no, I was pleasantly surprised too. I kind of heard it at first. I was like, okay. Like, I wasn't sure what to expect exactly.
Yeah.
But I also definitely was excited and had an open mind, because I know Dynamic Duo has done so many different sounds and so many different things throughout their career. Like, remember when they did an album with DJ Premier? Like, there was so much to like there's so much to them that
Yeah, they're an
I
extremely versatile artist. Like they can hop on, a pop track
yeah
and, kill it. They can do their own
go
thing.
hard with the
Yeah.
hip hop. Like, yeah,
Right.
exactly. And I was also like pleasantly, right from like the moment it started, I was like, okay, like this
Yes,
softer
yeah.
vibe. I was like, I am feeling it, and just, yeah, I think they really brought something like fresh and different. And I think, it's really cool that they linked up with like EXO, literally like one of the biggest boy band from the biggest company,
Hmm.
they took one of the members and made this like really unexpected lovely little
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
jam. And yeah, I was just, I didn't expect SM or EXO to do something like this, so I
Hmm.
think it only makes it that much more, yeah, like good and better in my opinion, just because I
Yeah.
wasn't even expecting it.
Right,
And
right,
we always
right.
love an
More
element of
noteworthy in that
surprise.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, more noteworthy in that sense. And so I thought it was great. It was like I felt like uplifted and calmed when I
Yeah.
listened to it. And
Did you like the fact that none of these three people were in the video?
I thought, or I mean, from the beginning, I thought, I was sure while I was watching this old man kind of, clap in the dirt road or whatever he was sort of doing. I was
Right.
sure it was about to cut to, some glamour shot of Chen, or,
Or like
the
he was like
guys.
hiding behind a tree or
Yeah,
something.
but I think almost like maybe it kind of like kept my attention a little more. Or I don't know. I
No, I
mean,
agree with that. I was surprised by how um what's the word? How engrossed I
mm,
was like in this video,
yeah.
considering that it is this elderly man
Uh-huh.
um you know wandering this a field, I
Yeah, a
guess,
little prairie.
prairie field, and kind of, I guess, seemingly not knowing where he was going to end up and just kind of
Yeah.
aimlessly walking. And,
Right.
that really goes along with the message of this song. And I do
Um,
like how in the beginning, the opening scene, he is trying to make music with no drums. So he is essentially trying to
oh, I see.
make
Okay.
he's essentially trying to make something out of nothing, which, you know, if anybody has ever done that, try to make something happen with very limited means,
Mm.
that can be extremely frustrating and difficult. And then
Mm.
throughout the video, he's kind of searching and, working his way, like finding his path. And
Yeah.
this is like my own interpretation, but I
Yeah, I
think this
love it.
is more or less what they were trying to get across. And then
Uh-huh.
in the closing scene, he's playing with drums. He's making music with drums. So I take it as, in the end, he was able to have what he needed to, like, you know, be even more successful and do even better than he was before.
Like keep searching no matter what, even if
Yeah,
it
yeah.
seems
But like even in the beginning, it didn't seem like he was. Um,
all there.
no,
He
no,
seemed
no.
a
It
little
didn't.
crazy to me at
It
first.
didn't. No, like, well, not to me. I was trying to say like he didn't seem like he felt like he was totally failing without the drums. Like
Oh,
he was
okay.
still making do with what he had and what.
Ah.
That's just what I took it from that.
Yes.
So
You hear that, K-Stubblers? Never stop. Even if you don't have everything you need, just keep doing it. And it'll work out in the end. And maybe you'll end up with it, or maybe you'll be just fine without it. You never know. But
yes, I thought it was a really beautiful video, beautiful
yeah.
song.
And this is, I did a little more research about it, and this is the first track in this. It's called the Mixture Project, three
Hmm.
X's. Don't know why they needed three X's, but it's going to be a collaboration between Amoeba Culture, which is
Their
Dynamic
label.
Duo's label that has Crush and Primary and some other artists.
They
Um,
started that label, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Lowen Entertainment, who put out, that's One the K, they put out the
Hmm.
video, and then like sort of this vague other
Hmm.
art. So I guess this is their first. They kicked it off pretty big. And Taeyeon and Crush, there had been some SM Amoeba Culture love in the past with
Right,
like them
right.
too. But I'm kind of curious what artists they'll be incorporating and like who will be part of it. This is just part one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very curious to see what else they can
I
kind of
mean,
bring
that
together.
roster doesn't have that many people.
That's what I'm
left. And when I
curious
say not that
about.
many, I mean not that many ones who are more kind of mainstream aligning. Because
Yeah.
before they had Roddy, Supreme Team, Zion T.
Right.
None of those artists are on that label anymore.
Right, a lot of-
So it's just Crush and Dynamic Duo whose names are a bit more familiar.
Yeah.
Maybe people who are more into Korean hip hop are more familiar with the other artists on that label, but I feel like generally the public isn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what that pans out to be like.
Yeah, very curious. So, yeah, big marks from Tina this week for the Mixture project. Yeah, maybe they'll do something like every couple months or something.
Yeah,
Would
that'd be
cool.
dope.
Yes, and then speaking of collaborations, we have one more to discuss in our review section where we got Before the Honeybee, Before the Honey.
Oh my gosh.
We got the
Divas galore.
Divas galore. It really is Divas galore. I mean, I don't know who put this together, who thought it up, but we got Honeybee that brings together Mamamoo's Solar, FX's Luna, and EXID's Hani. And more or less very trendy girls right now, very popular and all in of their own right. And yeah, they came together for this very brassy collaboration. I feel like, there's big vocals all over the place. There's lots of fun hooks and everything. This should be a very big, well-received collaboration. But what did you think, Tina?
So I didn't really know what to expect because I'm really only familiar with Luna's style and her catalog.
Right.
I think I've heard songs from EXID and Mamamoo, but I didn't really distinguish who was singing what part.
Yeah.
But I knew that the other two girls could sing as well. I don't know. I felt like the whole thing was a little basic.
Yeah.
The song got very annoying very quickly.
Yeah.
It's not something I would listen to on the regular.
Yeah.
I feel like watching the video, listening to it, okay, I can handle it. But the song itself, it's a little too repetitive for me. They all sounded awesome. I thought Solar sounded incredible.
Yeah.
So that's my take on the song.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, when I heard this collaboration, too, I was like, wow, it's going to be huge, going to be major. I'm so excited. And then, I mean, I'll 100% say it's a bop. I was walking down the street to it, feeling awesome yesterday. But, I don't know, something about it just didn't totally come together for me.
It's really generic sounding.
Like, almost like they kind of, like, heard this song and were like, this is going to be a hit. Let's put all these stars on it. I don't know. Mystic Entertainment put it out, and they're the people who put together like Suzy and EXO's Baekhyun for that Dream collaboration last year. They seem to be in the business of big collaborations right now. And so maybe it was just like, seeing who was interested because they thought they had a hit song. I don't know what about it says these three need to be on it, In my opinion, kind of maybe this is what you're sort of touching on too. Like, in my opinion, probably anyone could have sang this song. It didn't seem like it was totally catered to these three exactly. It just sort of
That's
seemed
what I'm
like
saying. I feel like they all more or less did the same thing on the song.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not saying that they had to have like a rap breakdown. You don't have to have that.
Right.
But just like I don't think one delivered something that another didn't.
Yeah.
Especially Hani and Solar.
Yeah. Well, Hani,
actually, no. I think Solar actually sounded better than the other two. I take that back. Luna and Hani, I couldn't really. They were the same on this song for me, at least. I don't know.
Hani's definitely known as sort of the lesser vocalist of the two, like Solar and Luna.
Oh yeah, I could tell.
Yeah,
kind of.
And she was brought into. I thought at the very least, we sort of had all the different I feel like this word is used all the time in K-pop. It doesn't mean anything, but the different colors of voices.
Oh.
You had like the low tones, the high tones. I should say tones. Like, kind of in between tones.
Oh, yeah.
They did a good job at kind of
Oh, like
getting
their
the
ranges
spectrum.
and
Yes,
stuff?
the
Yeah.
different ranges, stuff like that. Not color. Oh my god, that word is used all the time. Like this means nothing. I think it means
Or
something in Korean.
you know what word is
What?
we love even more than colors?
What?
Charms.
Oh, charms. My various
Charms.
various charms. What the heck
I
does
know.
various charms mean?
I feel like these like Korean to English like incorrect translations is kind of or not incorrect, just like inaccurate translations.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of stuck with
It totally
with
did.
international fans,
It
and they
did.
just rolled with it.
They totally
and then like
did.
if you're not a K-pop fan and you read it, you'd be like, "What the hell are they even talking about?"
I know, and it's so tough when I'm trying to explain it to like
Right.
a native speaker, English speaker, that is.
Right. And it's
Anyway.
like it's an English word,
Yeah.
So, but they just put different connotations.
Right. I know it means something deeper and more meaningful in Korean, but it just does not translate to
So
English.
funny, but-
Oh gosh. Anyway,
Anyway.
sorry. Side notes.
Tangent.
But yeah, I think there was a lot of cool stuff to be heard and seen here. I just don't know if it all delivered as much as like you'd think it would, given the big names involved,
Right.
the talent involved, sort of like, and that all comes down to the song.
I will say I appreciated how Luna kind of did go all diva and glamorous in
uh-huh.
here because
She was
I feel like
serving
we
hair
haven't
flips,
yeah like we haven't seen her do that in a while
yeah.
or I can't remember the last time she did that. So she was in her high heels, they were looking like super sexy.
I loved her overalls.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was.
my god, I love that look. That's probably my favorite look in the video.
Yeah. I did love
it's
all the
very
denim.
edgy, but still very cute. And then
Yeah.
I don't know about the red stilettos she had on with those. I was like, that's it. Also, they were all like strangely mobile for having stilettos on and dancing on a slippery bowling alley.
Yeah.
Like in the lane.
Right.
How is that?
gosh.
How is that even possible? They
Safety
must have,
regulation.
They must have put something on there. There's no way you can dance like that on a freaking.
No, I have a feeling it was a
lane.
fake bowling alley. I don't think it was.
Oh
a
no,
real.
you're right. That's true.
I don't think they waxed it up before they.
I was just like, what is happening
That
here?
fans would definitely call them out for that. But
Like,
yeah,
honestly, I remember bowling back in the day, and I had bowling shoes on, and I
Wow.
busted my ass.
Really?
I busted my
That-
ass, so I stepped in that lane by accident.
that is embarrassing. I never did such a thing. I just only hit strikes. Yeah, I think like it was fun. It was good. I think it'll do what it needs to do. But I just don't feel like they went totally there, and I would have loved
Yeah.
to see just maybe a little more. I don't know. And honestly, EXID has better vocalists in the group, so I was kind of almost wondering, okay, what is Hani gonna bring to these two
Right.
like very big vocalists? And yeah, so I don't know. It's a
Interesting.
bop. It's fun. It's brassy. It's funky. I'll keep listening to it and feeling awesome. But I just kind of I don't know. I feel like that's all I sort of feel. Love the
Right.
divaness. Always here for some divas collaborating, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sad that they're actually not. Probably not going to promote this. I would have liked to
Probably
see
not.
it live. Cause
Yeah,
they
that'd
said,
be cool.
Yeah, their agency said that scheduling wise,
Yeah,
it's
that'd be
tough to
tough.
get all three of them
Uh-huh.
together. But yeah,
I'd love to
That's a
see
bummer.
like more of these sort of trio situations, like
Yeah.
some Lady Marmalade, Bang Bang
Right,
esque collaborations to K-pop. I'd love to see
absolutely.
some more. So yeah, but so of these, I think I know what your vote will go to. But of these three releases, which one gets your vote?
I'm gonna go with Dynamic Duo
Yes,
after
of
my
course.
ode
to them.
review.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Dynamic Duo.
And I think I'm gonna go with Suzy, just because I really do like these singles. If we're focusing on the singles,
Yeah, of
and
course.
yeah, I think she just brought something fresh, makes me feel kind of sexy in my own way, and yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep rocking it with Suzy Bay.
Just like Jeff, just like he's like brushing his teeth, grooving to
I'm like,
some
yes,
Suzy.
no, maybe. Yeah, love it. But let's see how these people performed on the charts as we get into our chart section where we take a look at the top 5 K-pop songs on US iTunes right now. Wow. Interesting list right here. I'm getting a preview of it. But coming in at number 5 is Hobgoblin by CLC,
Hobgoblin.
which was number 1 last week. So they've kind of kept their space. So good for them. Number 4, these next songs really won't go away. This is apparently a really popular drama, Beautiful by Crush from the Guardian OST soundtrack.
I still need to listen to that. Okay, I'm going to listen to that as soon as we're done recording this.
All right.
I feel bad that I'm
holding
like not
it to
fully
you.
up to date with my boy Crush's catalog.
Yes. Chanyeol and Punch's Stay With Me comes in at number 3, also from the Guardian soundtrack. And also from the Guardian soundtrack, Hyze's new song, Round and Round, featuring Han Suzy, also from this. So some of our favorites, Hyze is on there, but I hear there's some like controversy about her song. I don't know if you
really.
I need to look into it a little more, but I think people
so apparently this OST has like just about everybody on it. So
what's going on with Hyze? I like don't get like what's happening like with
it's
her.
It's probably not even that serious.
Oh, it's like yeah. Oh wait, the Guardian soundtrack is really the Goblin soundtrack.
It's the same thing.
They're the same thing, I guess.
Oh, I haven't like looked into K-dramas lately.
Me neither. I just keep hearing about how popular Goblin is. So
after the way Descendants of the Sun just like took over my life, I can't do that again.
Oh gosh, here we go.
I was like sucked into this black hole.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Where I like didn't care about anyone or anything in my life but that drama. Not doing it again.
It's like me and RuPaul's Drag Race, but that's another story. I got really obsessed with it for a while, and I was sick. I binge watched like 6 seasons. Just kidding.
Fair.
But yeah, so apparently this is the one to watch. So I'm kind of curious, and I hear there's like actual goblins like in the show, so I'm very curious to kind of check it out. So we'll see. I love all that mystical shit. But and last but not least, coming in at number 1 is 21's Goodbye.
What a perfect segue.
A perfect segue. It's like the charts knew. Because we are going to, in our deep cut section, talk about this final song from 21. This is actually kind of a redemption moment for Tina, because if you guys remember, classic episode, Tina was missing in action. She had jury duty when
oh yeah, it was that week.
Yeah, when the news of 21's disbandment broke, and we kind of had a whole reflection with guest host Mark Sundstrom.
Yes.
It was really awesome. But now I thought it'd be an appropriate time to just talk about this final song, talk about their legacy. Does it live up to their legacy? What was it like not having Minzy? All these different things. So just a lot to get into. So I guess let's start with the song itself. And just talk about Goodbye, which I can't exactly tell, but it sounds like it was, because it was co-written by CL. It almost sounded like it was for her solo material, but she kind of reworked it, included everyone else. And and I heard it was a dedication to Minzy at the time, but now it's sort of like their farewell track. So how do you think it fared as a farewell track?
Like, are you asking if I like the song itself or for...
Let's start with that. Sure. Yes.
I don't like the song, like, at all. I think it's so annoying.
Annoying?
Yeah, I think, like, the part where they say Annyeong.
Uh-huh.
Like, Annyeong, Annyeong. I think it's so annoying.
Really?
Like, it, actually, hurts my ears. I hate it.
Oh, my gosh. I think it's tugging at my heartstrings at that point.
The verses are fine. I think it's just that those 3 notes or 2 notes, I just I just don't like it. It
messes with Tina.
It's just annoying.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because I quite like it.
I also think the song is very boring.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I am quite impressed by it. I don't think it's their best song by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, if you read a recent piece I did, you'd know I think it's the 8th best 21 song. But
Eighth best.
the 8th best overall, not their best ballad.
You put that song at number 8?
In terms of all of 21's official singles, yes.
Holy crap.
Holy crap, Tina. Clearly there is some dissonance between us right now. But I thought, I don't know, I honestly really liked it. I think it's very stripped down, which we haven't seen from them. It feels very human for them.
Mm-hmm.
I like the guitar. I'm a big sucker for like that sort of acoustic guitar sound.
Mm-hmm.
I think it kind of keeps growing in a nice way, but doesn't become overwhelming. I think they sound very heartfelt and very, I don't know, just vulnerable, like the most vulnerable they've sort of ever sounded.
Mm-hmm.
So I like those elements a lot. It's very sad that Minzy wasn't a part of this, but overall, I am a fan. You know, I feel like I get like chills when I hear does anyone know, or how it makes me feel, or something like that. So I don't know. As a song, strictly first and foremost, I'm a fan of these kind of songs. So
Okay.
I liked it. As a goodbye, or in terms of their overall legacy, I think it's fine. I think it's okay. Oh, Tina is showing
No,
me
I
side
just
eye.
like when you say it's fine and it's okay, that I feel like usually that means you're like,
Yeah,
like
well,
you don't like it per se.
I just, it's obviously very disappointing what kind of happened with 21, how the whole fallout has happened, sort of how their legacy ended in the end.
Mhm.
So I feel like it works enough given the situation. I guess I'm kind of glad that they gave like a farewell track. We didn't get that from, 4 Minute or Rainbow, for example, but
Well, that's because 4 Minute like hated each other.
Oh,
Well, not
gosh.
each other, but like
it was probably a different
there was
situation.
a lot of
Yeah.
discontent within 4 Minute.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Probably
Members
like
unfollowing.
probably spurred by like
Yeah.
one particular member.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's like definitely different.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess just like, I don't know, it's just kind of, well, and then if we want to talk about the video, I thought
that I liked.
you did, because I mostly liked it. I thought it was a little awkward to have the video clips of Minzy, who,
Really?
if you look at the reports like that came out in the papers afterwards, like Minzy said that like, it's sad I had to find out about supposedly my group's final song, like in the press, and it's like, because she's like in the teaser photo. They like use some old press photo as like the video teaser photo, but like she's not actually in the video. I mean, I guess it's appropriate, she's there. I just found it a little awkward.
It was an official teaser photo.
Yeah, or if like not, whatever. What do you call that? Like the YouTube preview video, the
Oh.
image, I guess, is like an old press photo of them in black and white, and like
Oh,
Minzy's in
okay.
it, but she's not in it.
Right. I mean, she's in like
Yeah.
B-roll footage that they put in.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize they did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely should have just done a separate photo of the three of them.
Yeah, or just don't use a photo at all. Just make it black or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I like how, because there's really no way to incorporate her in it
Yeah, if her
without
contract is-
using those
Yeah.
clips. I think that was actually a perfect way to both incorporate Minzy
Oh, okay.
and kind of play into the nostalgia that fans feel, and
I see what you're saying,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because like they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, think back to better times, and then
Mhm.
they can still use her because she's clearly not gonna be in the video.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
not part of the group anymore.
Right.
So I thought the way the video panned out, I thought that was smart
Mm-hmm.
editing, and the way they decided to produce that.
Yeah.
I think I just don't like the song itself, so it's tough for me to be like, oh yeah, it's a great goodbye,
Yeah.
But no, I thought like the editing was great. I thought I
Yeah.
liked the way everyone looked.
For sure.
Dada actually looked very,
She looked
high
awesome.
high fashion, glamorous,
Yeah.
I was also wondering as I was watching this, why are like final songs always so dark? Because 21 came out as a very aggressive, in your face group.
Yeah.
And I know that they've grown a lot and they've like played around with, stripped down acoustic type songs before.
Totally.
But I just wonder, like, what if they had released something that was, I don't want to say happy, and then people are going to think, oh, it's going to be disrespecting the legacy or Minzy leaving or something. But you don't have to. It could be an upbeat
It could be celebratory
song. And that's what I'm saying. It could be celebratory of what they have accomplished as a group for all these years, because they really broke down a lot of boundaries and barriers in K-pop.
Right. I remember someone on Twitter like asked me what I thought Goodbye was going to sound like, and I said I personally thought it could go one of two ways. It could have been the emotional ballad, which we did get, or it could have been a song. Do you remember in 2012 I Love You?
Yes.
Do you remember that
yeah.
song? It was like moody, it was a little dark, it was a little, had a softer, moodier vibe to it, but in the end it just flipped it on its head and like had this party punky mode to it, and it really just like, I thought that was like something very 21 and like that totally worked for them. And I was wondering, I feel like it could have gone in that way, moody, but then like had this uplifting ending or something.
And like, you remember, I mean, obviously not the same message, like, but the song Ugly, which was also moody, and it had, I mean, just like the message would be totally different, obviously. But no, that was moody, but also it was powerful, that song. And I would have loved that. You put that at number 10?
Tina, read my articles.
You put that below Last Goodbye? Oh my God. This might have to be the end of our friendship. No.
I Love You was
I
number
feel
2.
like
number
that.
3.
Oh, okay.
Number 2.
I feel like something like that would have resonated with me a little bit more, rather than something that was almost a little too easy. I feel like Last Goodbye was just like, silver platter, here is our goodbye song, and it's exactly what you kind of expected.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
because they came out as that group that no one expected.
Yeah, no, 100%. Or I gotta say, I was sort of hoping that I was going to be surprised at one point.
Like, go out with a bang.
Yeah.
Like, this one was not a bang.
It felt a little,
I was like, okay.
Though I will say, the final scene in the video where they're laying on the bed, and then there's the picture of the birdcage behind them, and classic literary like element symbol, like the birdcage, the symbol, being trapped, being stuck in something, being whatever. The fact that that's behind them, and then they're on this bed, this open bed. Granted, the bed almost kind of looks like a jail cell at first, the way they sort of filmed it, but they're clearly out in the open and free and laying on it themselves. I almost thought this was their way of saying, or I wonder actually if they're saying, we're free, we're open to do what we want. This is all without saying it in so many words. I wonder if they were sort of, it seemed
totally
like a very
legit,
statement. So on one hand, they might not be giving us exactly what 21 always gave us, but at least they're free now.
I also appreciate how they really, really, really focused on Bomb's side profile, because she paid a lot of money for that.
Oh gosh. Speaking of shade, I
had to throw that in there. So
I thought she looked pretty gorgeous
She looked great
in most of the shots. Yeah.
She paid money for it, but she looked great. Well, I guess like her profile looked great.
Gosh.
That's not a secret anymore. No one's gonna try to defend like, oh my gosh, she didn't pay money for her fake face. Like,
well, you know what I kind of take issue with, and this is, I think a lot of fans are picking up on this too, is that Mr. YG, CEO of YG, gave an interview about 21 and the future, or what happened, how it's ending and stuff like that, and he said, I'm worried about Park Bom's mental health. I didn't think she could continue in 21. I was worried about her mental health, which sounds
no, that's totally legit. She's obsessed with her face. Like, it's a problem.
But in my opinion, he's looking for a scapegoat to sort of throw it, because I felt like he did this with Minzy right when the album when when she left, and said, oh, Minzy left and it's making things really difficult for the group, and then so they're going to disband. And I feel like this is just him, in my opinion, all due respect, sir, finding a scapegoat to sort of brush away whatever problems are happening in this company or whatever. Because I feel like he did that with Taehyun from Winner, Nam Taehyun, and said he's having mental issues too. He's going to leave. And, the group's going to reban, figure it out though. And like, that's why Winner hasn't released stuff in a year. And I don't know. I'm kind of getting a little weary and a little like tired of his sort of deciding what is better for the artist, and saying,
I also wouldn't put that out there.
It's a little rude. It's a little personal. Yeah. And, and also, I don't know if you saw this too, but some fans were tweeting Bomb and being like, are you sick? And she wrote, no, not at all. And, like, he said, like, are you feeling okay or something? And she's like, I feel great. I will always sing or something. She kind of, like, it almost seemed like she was kind of being like, I'm fine, people. Like, this is all, like, you don't have to worry about me. Like, and, whatever, plastic surgery, say what you want about it. Yes, maybe that sort of does speak to a larger issue, whatnot. But she could, as long as she could sing with her vocals, I feel like would have been fine. Everything would have been fine. Yeah. I don't know. I
think there were just a lot of factors,
Yes.
Maybe that was one small factor, and then CL has all sorts of solo things happening, and that's
all sorts,
yeah. So like that, obviously, there's it's hard to schedule things, and that can be really tiresome, and to try to work around everybody's schedule. And then Minzy has her solo aspirations, and that
she wasn't getting from
and
YG,
she didn't get the love that she deserved, and there's a whole
excited
lot
to
of
see
things that just didn't work out. So
yeah, it just seemed, I don't know what it just, I think there's a lot of mismanagement going on. I don't know, like YG, I'm kind of like, Big Bang is going to the military soon. Guys, you gotta get these groups together. Like, let's see. Big Bang said "Last Goodbye" or "Last Dance." 21 saying goodbye. Winner's last album was Exit. Someone brought this up. A fan brought this up. Actong Musician's last single was called "Last Goodbye." It's like, what's going on here? Like, what are we getting subtle notes?
YG is shutting down.
I know. I'm just like, oh my god! Like, Blackpink and iKON with their new singles, like "See You Later" and "Talk to You Never." Like, oh my god.
Well, now there's gonna be even more focus on Blackpink.
I guess. I mean, there has to be. You do need sort of that. You need to think about the female demographic for sure, or male demographic.
But
whatever.
like Park Bom, I always loved her. Her features on other YG artists' singles. So who knows, she might pop up on a song or two. I actually saw an article earlier saying how Dara was saying how she always felt pressured as the member who was useless in the group. So no comment on that. So she won't going forward. Maybe she will feel better about her role as a singer, and she can do things that, won't kind of put her in a box and make her feel like she is fulfilling certain roles or not fulfilling certain roles. And, hopefully this just works out for everyone. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And, as much as, people are harsh about larger member groups and all those things, in particular Tina, they
sorry, I hope I hope Blackjacks don't come for me. I don't say this out of like malicious intent at all. You're just like, I love 21. I've loved them since they debuted. No, although Lollipop was not a good song.
Doesn't count. It wasn't their official song.
That was not a good song.
No, I remember being a new fan too. I remember wondering exactly, where Dara fit in the whole group. And yeah, I just, but meeting them, I really did see how she shined and how she really was.
She's so sweet.
She's really is like awesome. I love her. I hope to see her again one day, meet her again one day. We'll see. But yeah, I just, yeah, it's just tough when you have such, a group like this that really had 4 core distinct personalities, and when you lose one, it's really tough to continue that on. It did, I think the song played out well and it did fine, but it did feel like it was missing something, missing a bit of that magic. And yeah, I just think I don't know. It's very sad, I think, how things worked out with 21, and they broke so many records, so much potential, and I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on with YG. I just kind of want him to stay a little more quiet, or not get so much in everyone's business, and maybe be like, let the groups continue on if they want to continue on, not if you decide someone's mental health isn't up to par. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my take on it. Let the artists do their thing. Give them the support. Give them the love. Give them the time they need. And if they want to come back, let them come back. I don't know. Like, don't disband a group because you think can't handle it. I don't know. It just seemed like, it felt like he was going for a scapegoat, and I don't think that's cool, especially when it comes to mental health and stuff like that.
Well, did he release an official statement?
This was in an interview or something like that, where he said,
I wasn't sure if
he said he was worried about Bomb's mental health. She didn't come up to him and say, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
So, I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, 21, we'll miss you.
We'll miss you.
I'm sure a reunion somewhere in the cards one day, somewhere, somehow, it'll happen. Absolutely. They'll pop up at Mama next year and give another surprise 10-minute performance. Just kidding. But yeah. No, I think yeah. Let us know, of course, your guys' 21 memories. If them releasing Goodbye dug up some feelings, some thoughts, some reviews, some anger. We want to hear it all. And thank you guys so much for the awesome comments this week in particular. So we love hearing that you guys love seeing the podcast popping up every week. It made us so happy. And, thanks for explaining things to your fellow K-Stop listeners. We all appreciate it. We all love it. Let us know what songs you guys are voting for, what songs you love, what songs you don't love. Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you for listening, as always.
And thank you for listening, as always. As always, this has been Jeff.
And this is Tina.
And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.